good morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome to Stray Gods, where we have once again got some new stuff in our journal because, well, we basically cracked this case wide open in our previous episode. So let's take a look and remind ourselves. I find this journal very much more convenient to navigate with the mouse than with the controller. So I did the Orpheus thing. I went into the underworld to get Freddy back, but it was a lie. There was no way to get her back, and what's more, Freddy didn't want to. She chose to sacrifice herself, she said, and she wasn't taking it back. At least I got to say goodbye. I'll miss her so much. Calliope. So, the new plan is this. I go into Hades with Persephone, yes, the actual underworld and land of the dead, and we take back her throne. That'll allow us to not only talk to the Fates and find out what Calliope wanted with them, but also bring back Freddy. Sounds great, provided I can trust Persephone. She just kind of showed up again to make the suggestion, and Apollo is all kinds of suspicious about it. I guess we'll see. As for what we learned in the underworld, holy crap. Calliope was there. I guess her soul and the Eidolon are separate things, which even Persephone didn't know. The important thing is that Calliope was there and I got to talk to her. She told us everything. It was Athena. She received a prophecy from Apollo to save the idols, and that's why she summoned the Furies. She can do that to kill Calliope, to try and keep it from happening. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives. I became the last muse after Calliope's death, and now Athena wants me dead to keep the idols safe. This is huge. Probably nothing new. Oh, there is something new. Apollo brought us to Hermes. Hermes owes him a favor. Something about stealing 50 cows. To ask if they'd bring Persephone and I to Hades. And they agreed. Even knowing it was against the rules and it might get them into trouble. Hermes is the best. Probably nothing new on Aphrodite, no. Apollo? He knew. Apollo knew who the murderer was all along. Athena came to him for a prophecy on how to save the idols, and he gave it to her. But it doesn't make any sense. If Apollo knew about the prophecy, why did he stop Athena from just killing me at the start? Why did he help me at all? Calliope said he's lying to protect me, to prevent me from sharing her fate. But I know the prophecy now, so whatever it is, I'm locked into it. all of Apollo's lies were for nothing. I think we're due a very serious conversation when I get back. I tried to talk to Apollo when I got back to the apartment and give him the benefit of the doubt, but it didn't get very far. He basically admitted to everything Calliope said and then left after a bunch of apologies. If I want to have a real discussion about this, it'll have to be at his beach house. Athena. Well, we have our murderer. It was Athena all along. We got it straight from Calliope herself. Athena went to Apollo for a prophecy on how to save the idols. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives. Calliope was the last of the muses, and then it was me, so we had to go. She's had it in for me from the very start. She never intended to let me live, no matter what I did. Thing is, I don't exactly have proof of this. Somehow I doubt Athena would back down even if I did. Oh, and apparently she can also summon the Furies. You know, the embodiment of retribution that my powers don't even work on. Ugh, this is going to be trouble, isn't it? Yeah, it's like I thought. Persephone agreed that Athena isn't likely to stop now. The trial will go forward, and if Athena thinks killing me will save the idols, she'll do it. Meaning we'll just have to find a way to stop her if we can. How exciting. Persephone. This somehow feels very out of place here. Except it was a lie, all of it. Persephone showing up at the apartment was her trying to get exactly what she wanted, just as Apollo suspected. Even so, I couldn't keep the throne from her. Persephone needed to realize on her own that it's an obsession which has brought her nothing but misery. So she decided to destroy the throne. As for the lying and the manipulation in bringing me here, just to get it in the first place, well, that's a conversation we'll have when we get back to the real world. On a separate note, I learned that Persephone and Calliope were in love. They weren't friends, they were a couple. I guess they broke up a couple of years ago, but the way Persephone acted from the start makes so much more sense now. Well, I tried talking to Persephone once we got back to the apartment, but she wasn't having it. If I want to settle this, I'll have to hunt her down, or whatever good that'd do. Pan. Turns out that Pan wasn't lying. Is he innocent? No. Was he the killer? No. He sold out Calliope and told Medusa where she was going. Medusa probably told Athena, and so Athena summoned the Furies to kill Calliope. But Pan probably had no idea that would happen. I guess it's good to know the whole truth, finally. Yeah, I don't think he knew. Nothing new here. Nothing new here either. The whole thing about Orpheus is new. You know that story about Orpheus and Eurydice? How Orpheus goes into the underworld to get his love back and Hades says, okay, but only if you never look back the entire way to the surface. Right before the exit, Orpheus loses his nerve and looks back, and thus Eurydice is forced to remain dead forever. Cruel, classic, and apparently true. Or the heart of it seems to be anyhow. Orpheus was so bitter about the whole thing he's waited on that empty throne all these thousands of years, waiting for Persephone to return, just to keep her from it. I don't know why he blames her and not her former, and now dead, husband, but I guess I'll find out. A little detail Persephone failed to share before our arrival. It seems that, as the greatest bard of ancient Greece, Orpheus had powers similar to mine. So when we showed up in the underworld's throne room, he and I duked it out musically until I finally convinced him that this whole vendetta of his wasn't worth it and it was time to move on. Last I saw of him, he and the few shades left in Hades who supported him had wandered off into the shadows together, hopefully to find their rest. Yeah, hopefully. Right. So, I want to go see Apollo, just in case I only get to speak to one of these people before the trial. I'm going to Apollo first, because I want to make sure I get to speak to him.
Oh, it's you. Paul comes in, mopier than his usual mopey self, and won't say a word about why. But of course, it's you.
Is he okay? He left my place pretty upset. I'm concerned.
Oh, you're concerned. Well, I guess the rest of us just better get out of your way, huh? Look, I'm not stupid. I don't buy into this god crap, but I know Paul and the rest of you are not on the right side of normal. Even so, Paul is a good guy. Leave him alone. He doesn't want to talk to you.
It's all right, Oracle. I think Grace and I need a moment alone, if you please.
Oh, sure. Don't mind me. It's not like I was in the middle of anything.
I didn't mean for it to end up this way.
I know. It's okay, Apollo. You have to stop torturing yourself over this.
I wanted you to find out about Athena without learning the prophecy. Yeah, it was difficult to help without helping too much. Even pointing you at Pan. I was hoping he could be pressured into assisting more. When I first became Apollo, I was so sure I could help people. Help the world. I ignored the warnings. You have no idea how many lives I ruined before I stopped. I never should have given in to Athena. This one time, I thought that maybe it will be different.
I mean, maybe you don't know everything. Maybe it will be different. I'm not giving up. Yeah, which one of these three do we choose? Maybe it will be different?
Well, couldn't it be? You said yourself, prophecies don't always work the way you think they will.
That's true. I did say that. I hope this doesn't change things between us. You've come to mean a great deal to me.
I feel the same way, Apollo.
I guess all that remains is the trial. Whatever happens, Grace, I'll be standing right there by you.
You'd better.
Okay, so we've got support from Apollo and Persephone, pretty much locked in. Aphrodite is out of commission right now, and I don't know if Pan is going to be, I mean, he isn't part of the idols, so he's probably not going to be there. Should we go talk to Persephone some more? I kind of don't. I mean, we do have the option to talk to, like, everybody. I'm just going to use the mouse here. I'm going to make sure that the controller doesn't slip and take me to the wrong place. So yeah, I think we'll go see Pan and then Persephone after. I do want to go see everybody.
Pan? Are you here? Pan! All right then. Guess I'll just head off.
I thought you didn't want to see me anymore. You're not here to yell at me, are you?
No, I just wanted to talk.
Oh. Now you've got my ears quivering, Grace. Whatever could we have to discuss?
I know you weren't behind Calliope's murder.
Oh, then you've learned something, haven't you?
Yeah.
Something not exactly pleasant. I see. Isn't that always the way? Tell you what, Grace. Let's indulge in one last transaction. Relay what you've learned, and I'll see if I have any advice to offer.
Sure. I mean, he's not a bad guy at heart. I can't see how it would hurt us to tell him everything.
Okay, where do I begin?
Well, of course it was Athena.
Wait, you knew?
No, how could I?
So what now?
Let the prophecy play out.
Huh?
Let it play out. It doesn't say the last muse will die, just that she must for the idols to continue. Perhaps the idols shouldn't continue. Seems reasonable enough.
I was thinking the same thing. I mean, the idols continuing or not isn't exactly the same thing as them dying or not.
I doubt Athena would agree. Or many of the other idols, for that matter.
Yes, well, if history says anything about the idols, it's that we're a bunch of reactionaries who make poor decisions. Frankly, change is long overdue. Continuing on as we have been isn't appealing, and I doubt I'm the only one who thinks so. I'm rather looking forward to the trial now. How exciting.
Oh yeah, I think I was confusing the terms idol and chorus. I meant that Pan isn't part of the chorus. And so that's why maybe his views and words don't really matter as much. He is an idol though, yeah. Okay, let's go see Persephone. One last stop before the auditorium.
Did you forget something, Grace?
It felt like we hadn't quite finished our conversation.
It seemed pretty finished to me. What more is there to discuss?
How about you? Are you okay?
Oh, I am many miles from okay, Grace.
Don't you want to talk about it?
Calliope would not have approved of the way I acted. But then she seldom did. It was so good to see her in Hades. To have her say she forgives me. I just wish it were as easy to forgive myself.
I mean, I forgive you.
Well, I forgive you, if that makes it any easier.
It doesn't. Both you and Calliope forgive too easily.
We can't all be badasses like the mighty Persephone.
This is true. Is it any easier out there? Do you miss being immortal, Grace?
Well, I mean, it's only been a week. Aphrodite doesn't seem to think much about being immortal. I mean, I'm guessing she'd probably want to be mortal. But it's only been a week.
It's been a week, Persephone. If I live past the trial, I'll let you know.
Yes, the trial.
It's a whole thing, I hear.
Whatever happens, Calliope will approve of us defying Athena.
Aww. Well, let's go to the auditorium. Begin the trial. Oh, I guess we had some new stuff in our journal. Oh, well, it's fine.
So this is it. All your new friends have lied to you, but somehow they're gonna get you through the trial, right? I wish Freddie were here.
Aww.
Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, not a breeze. I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen. burns deep inside, bright enough to guide me, an ocean defied. But as I burn, they've all turned away one by one. In the end, am I alone? Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, not a breeze. I am drifting cold water, no star to be seen. In your heart, we remain. You do not sail in vain. In my heart, you remain. I do not sail in vain.
Okay, here we go. Hello?
Oh, Grace, there you are. Everyone is already waiting for you on Olympus.
Athena, we really need to talk. Like right now.
There's nothing left to talk about, Grace. Whatever you have to say, you can say it at the trial.
Okay.
Welcome to Old Olympus, dear.
Impressive.
Is this a real place?
It's the memory of a real place, which for us is the same thing. Let's begin, shall we? Brothers, sisters, everyone, look around you. We few who remain fled to this new land to escape the war, but we are not out of danger. I waited to tell you until I was certain, and now I am. The idols are dying. It will not be long before even our immortality deserts us. The time for extreme measures has arrived.
How do you know it's true? How can you be so certain?
Each time we pass on our eidolon, we become a little less. It is, however, not solely that. I have had Hecate researching the matter for decades, and her results are conclusive. We are diminishing. I am at this trial to tell you that, as always, I will look out for you. I will save you. Trust in me, Pallas Athena, daughter of Zeus and leader of the chorus, and I will do anything it takes to keep you all alive.
You'll do anything?
Do we empathize or... This is tough. I think we do empathize.
It must be difficult. Feeling as if everything is on your shoulders, and yours alone. One moment of weakness and it all falls apart. You've been doing this for so long, you don't even know how to stop, do you?
Oh, dear child. Why on earth would I stop?
Because what you've done is wrong. If it wasn't, then why not come clean? Go on. Tell them about Apollo's prophecy. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives. Isn't that how it goes?
It's true.
Yeah, we do know the truth. But do we say you can still stop this? Or...
We spoke to Calliope in Hades. She told us how you sent the Furies after her.
You couldn't have.
Yes, I could. There's more to an idol than just the eidolon. Maybe you even knew that once, but you've forgotten it, just like all the idols have. You don't know everything, Athena.
No, I do not accept this. You are lying.
You're the one who's been lying. Or would you like to explain to the idols how you murdered Calliope based on a vague prophecy? Tell them.
Yes, it's me. It's me. Of course, it's me. The one who gets it done. Don't you see? It had to be. You all turn away when I got the fish. Then you cry, hooray, once it's on the dish. That's how we do this. Yes, we. Yes, you and me. I have always cared for you. I'll always do all these things for you. All these things that you are not prepared to do. You, it's not just you. Time to put you in check. There are other idols too. You irritating speck.
Aren't you aware?
Sorry, little bird. It's time. These people came. Time to wring your neck.
This I know. Once the muse is dead, questions creep. They'll burrow in my head. What did I do? What didn't I do? All this time, you've shown us what to sing. Wisdom, that's what you bring. Is that still true?
This coming from you. You're lost, little boy. You've lost all perspective. You're ready to throw this away. You call that wise? Nobody needs to make a sacrifice. None of you see. So it's down to me. It's fine. I'll take all the blame. I'll take all the pain. trap. You wanna make the call, you need to hold the map. You cloistered children. It's time for you and all who stand with you. Yes, you too. Form a queue. Time to follow through. Inside, somewhere inside, in that mind, there's a war. You're not sure. Don't be so sure. We're not the same, never the same.
So romantic, me and you. I wouldn't wanna be cut to pieces. We're just anybody.
Pan? Eros? Hecate? I mean... Pan seemed pretty amenable, right? And probably Eros too, because he knows what Aphrodite's been going through. Hecate? I don't know. Let's go with Pan.
Really? Pan, you?
The way I see it, if you have to take Grace, then you definitely have to take me.
Aww. Let's call Hermes, Eros, Hecate. Who do we call? Hecate?
Athena, you know me. I'm not the kind who is ruled by emotion. But I don't want to be a murder accessory. Of course, it's me. Because of me, this prophecy would come to be. My Olympus is gone, and you're all looking on at a stranger wearing my face. My Olympus is gone. Now I'm some other one. Just how long has she been in place?
I mean, I'm sure you're not a bad person at heart, though.
You set off hoping you could get to somewhere right. But it's been too many years since the mainland was in sight. there was a voice in me that shouted, Athena, you be strong. Be strong. No cost is great enough. It was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong, and now I don't know what the right thing is. I leave it up to you what to do with this.
I mean, you can change, right? We'll give you a second chance. You were just trying to look out for everybody.
Look into me. I know what I see. Yes, a monster. I've met monsters who weren't monsters. I'm a monster to me. I'm sorry, Grace. I'm sorry, all of you. I wish Calliope could know it too. She does. She hears you.
Aww. I hope we can move on in peace now.
Are you finished? You've been talking forever.
We're done, yes.
And?
You certain about that chair, brother? You've always said you didn't want it.
I think it's about time, don't you?
So,
Wait, you're leading the chorus now?
Only for the moment. That's what we need to tell you. We've decided to disband the chorus. No more laws, no more hiding from mortals. It's time the idols found a new way.
You're planning to tell everyone what we really are? Isn't that risky?
We'll give it some time to let those who are afraid go into hiding, but it needs to happen. We have to rejoin the world.
wow.
You all agreed to this? No argument?
No argument. Grace, you know us. We cannot order lunch without a good argument.
It's what Calliope fought for. It seems appropriate. I only wish you were here to see it.
Calliope would definitely approve.
Yes, well, it'll be up to us to pick up the pieces if this all falls apart.
We have to try. What other choice do we have?
Okay.
What about Athena? She can't be okay with this.
She won't fight it. She said, and I quote, "Whatever your decision, I will abide by it."
That's a switch.
The fight's just not in her anymore. She was so certain she was doing the right thing.
Oh, now that's an old tune.
Well, we'll see how long this new Athena lasts.
Well, I mean, you all, or I guess we all together will just have to make sure the new Athena will last and won't go back to her old ways.
It's hard to picture the idols living without rules. Medusa comes to mind, for instance. Think she'll be okay with mortal laws?
We're not certain where Medusa is, actually. We believe Athena may have dealt with her before the trial. As for the others, I suppose they'll have to answer to mortal authorities now.
Assuming they don't just round us up the moment they realize what we are.
Thank you for the optimism, Pan.
So, yeah, big step.
This is a huge step. Can't believe it's happening.
Changes everywhere. Would you believe Apollo and I finally buried the hatchet?
Even immortals need to grow up sometime.
And give heartfelt apologies.
Which I should have offered long, long ago. Could you all give Grace and I a moment, please? Well, you did it. You survived.
I sure did. Oh yeah, Freddy didn't.
We did it. I would have been lost if you hadn't stood beside me.
I was just trying to do the right thing.
And now you're leading the idols. I'm proud of you.
And you. You stood your ground with Athena and won. A feat even the mightiest idols have never accomplished.
Wasn't like I had much choice, right?
I want you to know that I'm not going anywhere. Whatever happens when we reveal ourselves, whatever comes, I go where you go.
Aww.
I could get used to that.
I wouldn't be crimping your style? Is that how you say it?
If you're 75, sure. Maybe let's get your vocabulary into this century at some point.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Aww.
What do you say, Grace? Ready to face the music one more time?
Always.
2 months later.
Of course you're both here. In my apartment. Why wouldn't you be?
We were waiting for you.
I'm told the concert went well. How do you feel?
I'm exhausted.
Somehow the Oracle has managed to get a recording of every show you've done. I believe she's a bit starstruck.
You can tell her it's okay to come in person. She's on the list.
That would require her to get out from behind her screens.
Everyone here has also been busy. Would you like to hear the latest?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, what about Venus and Eros and all this stuff?
I heard Eros and Venus left the city together. Was that right?
You heard correctly. Venus wanted to use her fame to do good works as an activist, and Eros is assisting her.
Let's be realistic. He's there to catch her when her efforts inevitably implode.
You're being uncharitable, sister. I was at one of Venus's rallies, and it was rather invigorating.
Aphrodite always did love being adored by the masses.
Well, at any rate, Eros sounded keen. He thinks this is a much better approach than wallowing in Olympus.
You mean he's glad to have time to pursue a new lover or two?
Who could blame him?
Yeah, what about Hecate and Asterion?
What about Hecate and Asterion? Are they still at the reliquary?
Asterion is not, currently. He's going to appear on the next season of that, television dating show.
I thought that was just a rumor.
No. He is really doing it.
Asterion's rather thrilled at all the attention. Last I spoke to him.
I don't understand the appeal.
He's a sweetheart, and you know it. I hope you find someone awesome.
As for Hecate, there's little chance of her leaving the reliquary. I assume she's the same as always.
She is. Hecate enjoys the solitude. At any rate, she claims everything will change for us soon enough.
It is written, I'm guessing.
Naturally.
All right, what about Athena? I assume we already know about Apollo. At least I hope we became involved.
Has anyone heard about Athena? It's been a while.
I have. She left the city, as she felt uncomfortable with all the attention on the idols.
Terrified, you mean?
It was more that mortals expected the goddess of wisdom to have sage advice, and she no longer trusts her judgment.
No surprise there.
You don't still worry about her, brother, after all she's done?
I think of her off in the far north, living alone in the wilderness, punishing herself until the end of her days. I know it's her own choosing, but it seems like such a waste.
Aww. Hermes?
Is Hermes still around? I'm surprised they're not here with the rest of you.
Well, we've barely seen them of late.
Hermes has been busy. They've become a social media darling, or so the Oracle tells me.
The truly amusing part is that they're not even trying to be famous. They simply can't help it.
Hermes likes to people please, it's true.
Hopefully it won't backfire on them. Fame is a double-edged sword.
Hermes lives a charmed life. Never fear.
Well, it's odd seeing their face on so many billboards, but I agree. Let Hermes have their fun.
Aww. What about Pan?
What about Pan? I haven't seen him since the trial.
No one's seen him.
Shouldn't we be worried? It is Pan, and what he does will reflect on us all.
Pan is harmless.
Mostly harmless.
As far as I can tell, he did regret his involvement in Calliope's death. He'll lay low, at least for a time.
He'll be back with some new scheme to make us all groan.
You're not wrong.
Alright, fine. Let's ask about Apollo.
I'd like to know what you've been up to, Apollo.
Other than whining like a sad puppy every moment that you've been away?
I haven't been... Well, all right. Maybe just a little. But mostly, I've been taking charge of the idols remaining at Olympus, helping them ease into life with the mortals.
Every day he parades about the city with idols in tow like frightened ducklings, showing them how the world works.
But Apollo barely knows how the world works.
Well, that's what makes it funny. It's the blind leading the blind.
I've also been tidying up the beach house, finding the Oracle a new place to live.
A new place to live? Why?
So he can invite you to live in his little beachside hovel, that's why.
I was going to say that myself. Later, when you were finished and back for good.
Okay. Well, I'm sure it'll be great. It's not that much of a hovel, right? I mean, we can clean it up and maybe renovate a little.
I really like that idea. Assuming you've hosed the entire place down a few times.
I'm in charge of the renovations. I'd have preferred to burn the entire place down and start over, but...
It's quite livable now that Persephone's had her way with it. We can talk about this more later.
Alright. Persephone, what about you?
How about you, Persephone? Any big changes?
Not yet, though I may be selling the club very soon.
The underworld? Why?
I don't need a substitute for the real thing. That's all it ever was, and I'm fine with having neither. That said, I've been itching for a change. I believe it's time to move on to something else.
Do we get to know what that something else is?
No, you don't. I came by to give you all my regards, such as they are. After this, you likely won't see me for quite some time.
You will be missed, sister. More than you'll ever believe.
Intriguing. Okay, so what happens next?
I still can't believe it's all over.
Oh, it's scarcely over, Grace. Now that you've toppled the castle, it's barely just begun.
Oh, I didn't do that.
On the contrary, you absolutely did.
Perhaps we should leave you alone, Grace. You must be tired from your trip.
Perhaps a round of drinks at the underworld, in Calliope's honor.
I'd like that, actually.
Persephone, could we just meet you there?
Fine. I will, however, begin drinking without you.
All right.
Something on your mind, Apollo?
You, Grace. It's always you.
Take my hand for a minute. Let's stop and breathe for a moment. There's so much to like. Now I've opened my eyes. Finally stepped into the light. Wouldn't you know it was here the whole time? The courage we need to be joyful is something we'll build over time. I now know it's true, the answer is you. And I will be here for the ride. Yes, I will be here for the ride.
How will you feel years from now? Everything's changing so fast.
We have eternity to work it out. With you, I think it will last. The courage we need to be joyful, something you've helped me find. No matter where we go, we'll take it slow, and I'll hold your hand all the while. The courage we need to be joyful is something we'll build over time. No matter what we do, the answer is you. And I will be here for the ride. Yes, I will be here for the ride.
Aww. Well, that was a sweet ending. I loved this game. Yeah, that's... I mean, what else do I need to say? Yeah. I really loved this game. It made me smile and it made me cry and it kept me entertained. And I don't know, the art style, the vibe, the music, the singing, all the different characters, the voice acting. It just all came together into something that I loved very much. And I don't exactly know what I'll be moving on to after this in this time slot, but as I have kind of been in the habit of doing, I will make a community post about it. about what new series I'm starting now that this is over. And I think this episode will be posted on a Thursday. So the new series, whatever it'll be in this time slot, is going to begin on Sunday. And if you want to find out before Sunday what that new series will be, you can go to the community tab of my channel, and the community post about the new series should be up by now. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this series as much as I enjoyed playing the game. And well, there are a lot of things that I could have done differently in this game. This is one of those games where choices matter a lot. So there could have been many different outcomes from various situations, and probably a very different ending as well, based on the choices. So yeah, if you've watched this entire series, you've only seen like a fraction of the stuff that there is to see in this game, because as I said, choices do matter a lot. So if you want to play this game yourself and make choices different from the choices that I made, I do recommend this. At least for me, this was a wonderful experience. So yeah, I'm not going to be making another series on this game, at least not for a very long time. But yeah, as I said, if you want to get this game for yourself and see what goes differently when you make different choices, I wholeheartedly recommend it. But for now, thank you so much for watching and spending a little of your time with me here today. It was lovely to have you. Please remember to be kind to yourself. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you again next time.